Can you be too generous? Have you ever wondered if there is such a thing as being too generous? Generosity is often celebrated as a virtue, but, like many qualities, it can have its limits. Let's break this down together. In the realm of ethics and morality, particularly through the lens of virtue ethics as described by Aristotle, generosity is seen as a balanced virtue. This means it exists between two extremes, deficiency and excess. The idea is that true generosity is about giving the right amount to the right people at the right time. It is not just about giving freely but doing so wisely and thoughtfully. On one side, we have deficiency, which is often referred to as meanness or stinginess. This is when someone gives too little or refuses to share resources. It reflects an excessive attachment to wealth and a lack of benevolence. On the opposite side is excess, known as prodigality or wastefulness. This occurs when someone gives too much or does so without considering their own needs or the appropriateness of the gift. So, can you be too generous? According to Aristotle, the answer is yes. Being overly generous can lead to prodigality, which means giving more than one can afford or giving in ways that do not truly help others. For instance, spending excessively on luxury items while claiming to be generous is not true generosity. It is essential to maintain a balance. A generous person must also look after their own well-being while helping others. This means being thoughtful about how much you give and ensuring it does not harm you or neglect your responsibilities. The right amount to give can vary greatly depending on individual circumstances, such as income and family obligations. What may be generous for one person could be excessive or insufficient for another. The moral implications of generosity go beyond just the act of giving. It is about the intention behind the giving. A truly generous person aims to do good for others out of a sense of moral responsibility, not for self-interest or vanity. If generosity becomes excessive and disregards practical limits, it can turn into a moral failing. In practical terms, practicing ethical generosity involves a few key steps. First, assess your resources and obligations before giving. Next, consider the needs and circumstances of those you are helping. It is also important to give sincerely and without expecting anything in return. Lastly, avoid giving in ways that could harm yourself or create dependency in others. From an ethical standpoint grounded in virtue ethics, generosity is indeed a balanced virtue. It is possible to be too generous if the giving is excessive, imprudent, or harmful. True generosity requires thoughtful giving with care for both oneself and others.